being nice is all in perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to make sure that you're still, because it's hard when you do something and it's not received.
Yep.
It makes you feel like, well, why am I doing it?
Right.
Well, you're doing it because that's who you are.
Exactly
You're
right.
doing
That's a
it-
good point.
Doing it because it makes you feel good. Sometimes if it doesn't work, it's okay.
Yep.
It is hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
Because maybe it doesn't work 3 times in a row. You're like, should I be doing this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
And it's funny, right? Because like in my profession, I could probably make more money by keeping other people down. I make actually a little bit less money by bringing other people up, but it feels so good. For me, it's significance more than success.
If you're a go-getter, faith-driven and family-focused and need to break through to your next level, this is the podcast for you. Your self-talk can reshape every area of your life. It's time to dream and think big. Welcome to the Self-Talk Experience with Darnell and Tracy Self. It's time to elevate, baby. Let's get into the show.
Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the Self-Talk Experience. Is it Thursday? Is it Thursday, babe?
We launch every Thursday, a new episode.
But it's okay if you're watching it on another day, but Thursday's today. Yes.
Welcome to another Self-Talk Experience with Darnell and Tracy Self, my co-host here. And we're excited today to talk about something that perhaps a lot of people have a challenge with.
What is that? Do I have a challenge with it? Is this...
You could. I don't know. I'll say it and then you tell me if you have a challenge with it.
Okay.
Believing that nice guys can win too.
Oh, I absolutely believe that.
Good.
I absolutely believe that.
Good.
Yes.
Good. Yeah, because sometimes in the world we live in today, it's easy to say, I'm doing all the right things. I feel like I'm trustworthy. I work hard. You know, how come those folks are succeeding and, you know, some of them aren't doing all the things I do. They're not trustworthy.
Right,
they
right.
scam people.
That's tough.
It's hard, right?
Yeah.
Especially when you feel like, man, I'm doing all the right things.
Right.
So I wanted to talk about that because I know it's an elephant in the room for some folks.
Mm-hmm.
I know it has been for me in the past. I'm like, dang, I'm like really trying to legitimately build a legacy for my family. And sometimes, right, not by exploiting others, not by getting over on others,
Stepping on others.
not by stepping on others, right? And don't get me wrong, none of us are perfect, right? So people make mistakes. I make mistakes.
Oh, sure.
A lot of people make mistakes, but you know, you have some people who are forgiving. You have some people who are willing to apologize. You have other people like, man, it is what it is. Charge it to the game.
Yeah, but also a lot of people have a hard time taking accountability and responsibility, even when it's a mistake, because everything isn't always intentional. But sometimes even when you are doing something that you didn't mean to do, some people still won't say sorry or they won't take accountability for it. Right.
So we're saying nice guys can win too, but that's not being gender specific. It's, you know, guys, it's girls. Right. So it's anybody. We're just saying that nice people.
Sure.
But, you know, it used to be said, you know, nice guys.
That's
right. I want a bad guy. You know what I mean? Rude boy. So let's talk about that. Right. So because a lot of things we can do to be nice don't even cost us anything. I mean, some may cost a little bit, but it's just as easy to be nice as it is to be mean and rude.
But you know what? One of the ways you could be nice, I'm thinking right now, is being complimentary. Being complimentary goes a long way.
Yeah.
Because sometimes if you're communicating with someone who is not in a good mood or you're out and someone's not having a good day, sometimes just a small compliment from you could maybe soften them.
Yeah.
And I have found too that when I am complimentary, it makes me feel good too.
Yeah.
Because you can see that what you're saying has made a difference to someone sometimes.
Yep.
And it makes me feel like, wow, so that was nice. That made them feel.
So let me ask you a question, because I know it is for guys. I'll speak, you know, for my own gender here, but for women, is it challenging? Do you think, this is your opinion, for women to compliment other women or just some women to compliment some women?
It's just people.
Yeah.
Some people are just easier to do it. You know.
No.
I don't think it's gender specific at all. You're saying that you think men, it's easier for men to compliment men.
No,
for women to compliment women.
No, I'm just asking the question because I find that sometimes women aren't as complimentary to women and men aren't as complimentary to men as men would be to women or women would be to men.
Oh, yes. No, I do agree with that. And I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't.
And maybe it's just depending on your circle, because somebody could be watching this saying, look, in my circle, we all compliment other women. We empower other women.
True.
We say, girl, your lashes look great, or those shoes are hot, or right. And there could be other women that say, nah, my circle, we don't compliment any women.
Right. And that could be true for you too as well.
Yeah.
When you're around males.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. So, and I find it also, and this is just as I travel in certain places I go, I'll say, hey, how you doing? Because I'm used to speaking to people, and people look at me like, why are you talking to me? I don't know you. Right. And then in certain areas, I can't even open my mouth to say hello before they're like, hi, how are you today? And I'm like, whoa, You know what I mean? This is different. I love it though.
But sometimes too, for some people don't have good intentions. So sometimes like someone saying hi, you're kind of taken aback because it's like, what do they want? What do they need? Why are they saying hi to me? So
right. Yeah. So that's a good point, right? So some people may have a challenge with being nice because they've been nice before and they've been taken advantage of. Or someone else has been nice before, but they had a hidden agenda.
Right. But even like with compliments, right? So if I'm out and I'm by myself and a gentleman may say hi to me, but if he says, hey, beautiful, well, that's a nice compliment. So maybe I take it as a compliment and say hi. But sometimes when you say hi back, then that's an open door. Oh, well, maybe she wants me to talk to her. So sometimes it's hard to decipher if someone is being friendly and really genuinely saying, hello, hey, beautiful, and then keep it moving, or if they're trying to get an in. So that's another reason why sometimes you may be a little guarded. Yeah. Right?
No, I can see that, right? Because even when you think someone is saying something because they truly are complimentary, or they may say, how you doing, queen? And you may think, oh, I'm a queen, but that next line is...
You just did that is not... No, you did it real sexy.
I did?
How you doing, queen? If somebody says, how you doing, queen? That's different than how you doing, queen? Babe, why did you all of a sudden go? Is that how you speak to women?
No, what I'm saying is that sometimes you change the wording, you think, oh, it's okay. But sometimes it's how you say it, not the wording.
It's always how you say it. Absolutely.
So being nice, you have to be careful.
You have to be careful with being sexy or you're trying to be nice. How you doing, queen? What is that about? What's that?
So we're talking about being complimentary.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't want you to say that to anyone because I don't like the way you did it.
I don't even say queen, but I know some people do. How you doing? I say hi to everybody.
Yes.
As you know. Yeah. So this is so funny, guys, because we've been married for 28 years. And when Tracy and I first got married, and we would go out together, like go shopping together, and someone in a retail store, and we walk in, because I worked retail for 10 years. So, you know, you always say, hey, how you doing today? You looking for anything particular? That was my line.
Right.
So we're walking in as customers, right? Not as the mall workers we used to be. And someone would say, how you doing today? And I'm like, hey, how you doing? And we keep walking. I'm like, you didn't speak. And she was like, I mean, you spoke. Why would both of us need to speak? I'm like, because it's nice for you to speak too. No, was there a reason why you weren't speaking back then?
No. I just hadn't read enough books and hadn't
so honest
of
you.
Be that person.
Right.
That was just who I was. And I thought it was okay to be that way.
Yeah.
And also we talk about being at the mall all the time because of the environment we were in at the mall. You kind of had to have a little bit of a tougher exterior. Yeah. And I think I just carried that longer than I should have.
Yeah.
And you have to put also that in a box because you don't have to be that person in every situation.
Yeah. No, that's so good, right? Because I guess it's all in how you define nice too. We're talking about nice guys and girls can win, but it's all in how you define that.
Very true.
Right? Because somebody like, what do you mean? I'm nice. Because they really feel like they're nice, even if they don't speak. It's like, but I'm a nice guy.
But my interpretation of nice is not what you are at all.
Right, maybe. Right.
So that's where the conflict comes in because everybody does have a different definition of what's nice and what's kind to do. Maybe.
Right. Yep. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And don't get me wrong. Some things are, in a lot of people's cases, above and beyond.
Sure.
Right. And there's some people who you meet and you're like, oh my gosh, their energy is off the hook.
Right.
Right. And they brighten the room. Other folks, they're not mean.
Yeah.
It's just, hi.
It's just not what you would do.
Right. And that's where you have to be careful. So we have to be careful here. We're talking about nice guys can win too. And so like opening up a door for a woman. Mm-hmm. And some women may say, I don't need nobody to open up a door. I can open my own door. But it is nice for a guy to open up a door and so that the women can walk in. What do you think about that?
I like it. But
Right.
again, there are some women, for whatever reason, may not like it.
Right.
And it has a lot to do with their upbringing sometimes.
Right.
Because we always talk about that.
Right.
While we are a certain way, and you see someone for who they are now, but you have no idea what it took for them to get to be that person,
Right.
whether it was a struggle or whether it was something positive.
Right.
So you have to be able to appreciate if that's not what someone wants.
Yeah.
You have to kind of learn that.
Yeah.
So for some women, it's absolutely not nice if you don't open my door.
Right.
And for some women, it doesn't really matter. If it could be nice, but I don't like it.
Right.
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 So I guess, am I answering your question? Because I guess it's all in preference, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess, and what I'm saying because this is a self-talk, right? Experience.
Right.
And we started this podcast, by the way, for those who just start watching us or listening to our podcast, because we wanted to improve the things that people said to themselves, because we found that as we shifted the things that we said to ourselves, we started to attract different things for ourselves.
Right.
And if we're not careful and we're thinking that that the only way I can win is if I have this bad guy, bad girl image, then perhaps we become somebody who is not the best version of ourselves because we're looking to mimic someone else instead of being the best version. Like the best version of me is a truly nice guy. And I know that. Like, I don't even know how I would operate. Don't get me wrong. I think for most people, and even nice guys, we all have a trigger.
Sure.
And we all have a thing. If you're disrespected, or that's my trigger, by the way, then you meet another side of D-self, right? And that's just, I think we all have that. But yeah. So, but what I'm saying is that, by paying it forward and paying the toll for the person behind me, and these things cost, right? These things are in an investment and being nice.
Right.
But as I said earlier, you don't have to do this, but we've paid for somebody's bill at a restaurant and they didn't know where it came from. I mean, those are all nice things that you can do. But what I'm also impressing upon people who are looking to become the best versions of themselves and are going to be nice people as they do it, and just think about how you'd want to be treated.
Right. That's true.
And that's why I like to think like, man, I've appreciated that. And when you have a relationship, it's easy because you can say, hey, this is what I like. And I think this would be nice. And you're like, oh, okay, you like that? Then I can do that.
Right.
So that's different. Yeah. Yeah.
But if it's a stranger or someone you're trying to get to know,
right,
you have to learn whatever works for you and be okay if it doesn't work for them.
Yeah.
You have to be okay if you say, good afternoon, queen, and they don't respond. You can't change who you are. You can't change that, well, she didn't receive it. It's okay.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say it to the next person that I feel like I have a connection with.
Right.
And some people may take it like I was saying, oh, he's flirting, let me get away from him. But some people it might make their day.
Yeah.
Right. So you have to not change who you are, because we were talking about being nice is all in perspective. Mm-hmm. So you have to make sure that you're still, because it's hard when you do something and it's not received.
Yep.
It makes you feel like, well, why am I doing it?
Right.
Well, you're doing it because that's who you are.
Exactly right. That's a good point.
Doing it because it makes you feel good. And sometimes if it doesn't work, it's okay.
Yep.
It is hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
Because maybe it doesn't work 3 times in a row. You're like, should I be doing this?
Yeah. Yeah. Right? And it's funny, right? Because like in my profession, I could probably make more money by keeping other people down. I make actually a little bit less money by bringing other people up. But it feels so good. For me, it's significance more than success. And a lot of people can talk that talk, but until you show that, hold on, this person actually has lost money because I've spent more time investing in people instead of investing in my own business. I've invested in their business, which takes a little bit away from me, but it also gives me the reward, which for me feels good, which is I'm helping other people.
Yes, but I just truly believe that if you operate like that, you end up making more than you would have made anyway.
Yeah.
I just believe that. When you're doing right by others, I think that it comes back to you tenfold. And it may not be in that season, or it may not be monetary.
Yeah, it may not be monetary. And that's a good point, right? And I think other doors are opened up for us.
Exactly.
Even outside of our business, right? That we've been blessed. And it's like, blessing on blessing on blessings. And I do believe it's because, our intention is to let's do the right thing when no one else is looking.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be money, or it doesn't have to be things. It could be that person that comes into your life that changes everything.
Yeah.
Or that one person who you never thought that you would be close to. And now you have had all these wonderful experiences together.
Yeah.
So I just know that because of who you are, just talking personally to you, that you have such an abundance of blessings, even though you felt at the time you were losing.
Yeah.
But I think that overall you're winning.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for that. And I don't even know if I would call it losing, but just it's a choice of how you like to generate your income in that case.
Sure.
Right. And it was my choice. So I'm not complaining about it. But one of the things you said, and I don't want to go over anyone's head, and that was don't change who you are. Right. Even if someone else is not responsive to your compliments, not responsive to you being nice, not responsive to you're not getting the response you think you should get, then you're doing it because it's who you are. You're not doing it because of who they are. And what's so funny is that sometimes people feel like because they've changed, everybody around them is going to change. And that's just not true.
It's not. I just posted something last week, and it was a picture of somebody looking sad like this, sad. And it said, when I text someone excited and they don't match my energy. So again, you still don't change who you are because you're excited about something. So that's when we have that conversation where you lower your expectation a little bit. Like, okay, well, this person isn't giving me that, but that's okay. I'm going to just shift it and do it this way to this person. Right. And then maybe this person comes around like, oh, good. Now they're matching energy.
And that's easier said than done, though, right?
It's so hard, but that's why I posted that because it's like,
Right. Was it like, what's the sound effect?
No, because sometimes you're so excited and it doesn't even have to be in a text. It could be in person. And you're like so excited about something. And the other person's like, oh, okay, well, that's nice. That's great.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted you to say some more. Like, give me more. Yeah. But again, it's hard to not say, well, I guess I shouldn't be this person and be so excited because not no one, it's just the wrong person.
Right. Yep.
The wrong couple of people.
Right. Or that person that day was going through something.
Exactly right. That's very true.
Right. So
that's what I said. So maybe you come back another time and you're, oh, okay. So today's okay.
Right. So what if all of a sudden you decide to be, I'm going to be mean. Forget that. I'm done with being nice. Not even realizing that the only reason it wasn't received that day, the day that the straw that broke the camel's back, wasn't even a real experience that was looked at through the right lens.
They weren't in a place that day.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. So be complimentary. And you've said this often. You've said, if you feel it, say it if it's appropriate. Right. And so if you think that someone's hair looks nice that day, oh my gosh, your hair looks nice. And I see you doing this now, like to other females, like, girl, I love those earrings. Before you would just think it and was like, I loved her earrings. So why didn't you tell her?
Right.
So now you're so complimentary. And this is what I mean by being a nice person. It doesn't take away from us, guys, to be nice. And what a wonderful world we could have if everyone just decided, you know what? I'm just going to be nice.
Yes. So this week, let's everyone try to do something nice for someone else. Yeah. I know that it'll make you feel really good.
Yeah. So compliment someone, pay it forward.
Send a note, check on somebody.
We can do it.
We can. It'll make a big difference.
Yeah. And start your morning off saying this is what you're going to say through your affirmations. That's also called self-talk. All right, guys, another episode of Self-Talk because we're all nice and we're all winning. Winning, nice, together. That's awesome. Remember the things we say to ourselves about ourselves, especially nice things, also result in the things we'll have for ourselves. Take care, everybody. See you the next time.
And if you need someone to be nice to, pick me.
Thank you for listening to the Self-Talk Podcast with Darnell and Tracy Self. We hope you enjoyed. Be sure to rate and review this podcast on your favorite podcast listening platform. And we'll see you next time. And remember, talk good to yourself.
If you've ever started something and said to yourself, I'm not quitting until I reach the finish line, there's a perfect podcast for you. The We Won't Quit podcast by my man, Mike Humes, mailman and millionaire, never gave up. Not only did he have success, but he's helped a ton of other people do the same thing. He's going to be interviewing people who never stopped until they finish. So check it out. We Won't Quit podcast.